50-knot winds blowing in opposite direction. The next 24 hours are bad. Really bad.
You know, the boat that we're on, it's famous for its performance in rough seas, but it rolls like a bastard. Our captain, Poncet, was conceived in Antarctica. He was born in South Georgia, Antarctica, and he's been coming here all his life. Dion's not only the perfect captain, that he's calm and capable, but he has bared witness to change that has taken place in Antarctica over the last 37 years from the time he was born.
All my life, I've been coming down here as a child on the sailboat with my parents. We were the only boat at the time that was literally going everywhere up and down the peninsula. My mother had a background in biology. She made a lot of the first records of bird colonies in all of these areas.
The Poncets came down on their own every year as a family unit and went everywhere they possibly could access, and they counted every penguin they could in every colony.
Dion, as you know, having lived here all your life and having been coming down here since you were a kid, this place has been changing, and I know it's changing. I've been coming here for 15 years. So we're going to look at how this entire ecosystem is connected from the tops of the mountains to deep below the sea, and how all of it is tied ultimately to ice. And luckily, we have an amazing scientist on board, Rodolfo Werner, who's going to help us tell this story.
This area is part of the Antarctic Treaty, and so the resources are regulated by a convention which is called CCAMLR, the Convention on the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources. The Antarctic Treaty protects all things on land and prohibits extraction of resources. However, it doesn't cover the sea. The creation of marine protected areas is an imperative. And so we are trying very hard to get the support that we need from all the members of the convention to create marine protected areas here. Because all the wildlife that we see here on land depends on what is on the ocean and on the health of the ocean. The Antarctic is quite closely linked to everything else in the planet with regards to climate, and a lot of the nutrients that feed all of the other world's oceans come from the Antarctic. The landscape is shriveling. You can see a lot of the ice recede and the snow cover receding, and it's exposing these crevasses, and then also the ice itself is melting. It's completely changing what we know, which in itself is a worrying thing.
The peninsula is the most vulnerable part of the whole continent. And that's because it sits between the Antarctic and the subantarctic climate zones. It's terrifying because this is where the wildlife is. And with the slightest change in temperature, we could witness the collapse of an entire ecosystem.